Great stuff. Welcome, Donna Marie and Betty. Welcome, Betty Beaton and Donna Marie DeWolfe, providing our music here tonight for our Ceilidh, and I want to welcome those who are joining us online. As we noted before Christmas, our Ceilidhs for January, February, and March will be in different locations and such through these months and joining online. So that will vary, and today and tonight's Ceilidh is here at Bainvabble, our site in Mabel, and Donna Marie was good enough to come down from Richmond County, River Tillard originally, but now Antigonish, Judic. A mix, yeah. So you're working and going to school, and and of course Betty just over the road, not too far at all. We can pretty near see her house from the window here, and so we're happy to have both of them. Great set of jigs first of all. By the way, I noticed you played the Black Hole jig to finish it off. As you were playing them, and I was thinking about maybe you could give us a little bit about your musical background, maybe where you started learning how to play the fiddle, who some of your influences might have been and are.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, interestingly, those jigs actually, Shelley Campbell, who was my fiddle teacher, she taught me those set of jigs. She did lessons from Stephanie Wills.
Yes.
So anyways, I guess that's
another great teacher.
Yeah. So anyways, that's where I got those jigs. So yeah, Shelley was always my teacher, and Eddie Rogers as well. I did group lessons with him.
Okay.
Throughout
I didn't
junior
know that.
high. Yeah, he was a great guy. And so yeah, between those two people. And
how old were you, Donna, when you started?
About 10, I guess.
About 10?
Yeah.
That's a good age.
It is, yeah.
Your fingers are getting...
Yeah, it was
big enough for the
interesting.
fiddle.
I wanted to learn. It wasn't something I was forced into, so.
Did you start in a half size or a 3/4 size?
I think it was a
remember?
3/4. I think,
Yeah.
yeah. And then not too long after that, went right to the full size.
Went to the full size.
But no, I enjoy playing, and my dad played in the house growing up, so I guess that's where I took interest in the style. He'd be playing a little bit, or he'd have like, tapes or CDs on of different players, and there's always just something with the music. Like people my age listen to what's on the radio, and I did too, but I still always liked the Cape Breton music. There was something about it.
You can hear the influences in your music too. I mean, you can hear Shelley coming out in, of course, and maybe a bit of Donna Angus in there, and Arthur Muse and people like that. I mean, obviously you've listened to a lot of music over the years, and
yeah,
it comes out.
They were one of my favorite ones to listen to for sure. Arthur, Donna Angus, I'm trying to think of some other ones like Teresa, but especially Arthur and Donna Angus for some reason they were my.
You listen to them a lot.
I listen to a lot. Yep.
So, and your grandfather, as I understand, your mom's father was a fiddler and a violin maker.
Yeah, yeah. So
what was his name?
Ernie Wark. Yeah,
Okay.
so he worked at the paper mill, and so a lot of people knew him. But he made I don't know how many fiddles it would have been. Maybe I want to say around 20.
Do you have any? Do you have any yourself?
I do. I do. Yeah.
Excellent.
No, my grandmother gave one to me when I was 16. She gave me. She said pick one, and there was a few like finished ones left in the cabinet, so I picked one.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's something. I don't play it, but I have it. And the odd time I'll play it, and it's just really nice to have it. But yeah, he played himself and was known for doing some fiddles. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get back to some more questions, and I'll be bugging Betty, and I as well with some questions.
I don't have anything new.
Oh, I'm sure there's something new. And but we'll get back to the tunes, and again, want to welcome everybody online. Next week, before we get too far into the Ceilidh, we're going to have Owen Kennedy, Vincent McDonald, Cameron McNeil, and Colin McDonald from our staff. So the three lads are all students here at Bain Vabo. So we have some piping, some fiddling, and some piano and such next week, and maybe some singing in the mix as well. So it should be a great Ceilidh as well. So anyway, we'll give it back. Any thoughts? What you might play next?
I don't know. We'll start with the march in A, and we'll go from there.
Excellent. Donna Reed will, Betty Beaton. great stuff.
Thank you.
Beautiful tunes, and I was you ended off with Old King's Reel there. Pretty.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Yeah, a pretty common tune that. But you know what? It's one of those tunes I find in the dances or pubs, people react to that tune, and no matter how many times you hear it, it's just there's something special about it.
Yeah.
And of course the first tune you played, the Dan Huey tune, Kennedy Street March, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
And a beautiful tune as well. I don't know if Kennedy Street, Betty, do you know offhand if it's Kennedy Street?
Was
in
where
Port
Lorraine
Hawkesbury?
lived in Port Hawkesbury.
Yeah, it was in Port Hawkesbury.
And Carl Mackenzie lived right beside them at one point.
Yeah.
Because he worked at the pulp mill, I think.
So your sister lived on it?
My sister lived right beside Carl Mackenzie,
Carl
and
Mackenzie
Dan
lived on
Huey, I guess, would be visiting there.
Okay.
And he wrote a tune for Kennedy Street.
There you go.
I think.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah,
guess.
it's probably, it would definitely, no
That's
doubt.
my guess.
Yeah, no doubt he'd want to be there for tunes or,
Oh yes,
or something.
yeah, because they'd be at that time, they were pretty busy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll first of all, happy belated birthday to you,
Oh,
Betty.
thank you very much. They're coming too fast.
No, and no, we're want to make sure that you know that we're all wishing you well
Thank you
with
so
your birthday.
much. As long as I stay well, I'm all
set.
set.
You're all
stay healthy.
You're well, you're very fortunate, and we're very fortunate that to have you playing so much, and you know that means the world, I know, to the musicians, and I know even talking to Donna Marie before coming today, we're well, let's get Betty on the piano.
Well,
so, and that says a
some of
lot.
the tunes I don't know them all, you know. I know the old ones, but some of the newer ones I went, oh dear, where do I go here?
Here's a question. I know we were talking about old pianos.
Yes.
And so you must have ran, I mean, in the last 30 to 35 years or 40 years, I suppose you're using your electric piano a lot.
Pretty well, yes.
But for the 30 years before that, or so, I guess you'd be using an upright a lot.
An upright.
And some of those halls must have been just...
They were terrible, and the halls would
terrible.
be heated, you know, in the winter.
Yes.
So the pianos would be out of tune, but that wasn't even the worst of it. It was that they would be damaged, you know, and kids would be jumping on them, and the keys, you know, you'd put one down and three would go down at the same time, and you know what that sounds like. And so you'd be trying to avoid those when you were playing. So
poor piano player. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
You couldn't be very good. You just had to survive. You know?
Is there any stories that maybe come to mind that you think of? I don't know, maybe something funny that happened with a piano, or did you ever forget a piano somewhere, or get damaged, or?
No, we never left a piano, but I know that Kennan and I played in Antigonish one time. It was around Highland Games weekend, and I forget if it was a dance or something after the Highland Games. And of course you had all the sound equipment, you had to lug all that and pack it in the car, and he put the fiddle down outside the car and packed for
This is in the parking lot?
Yeah, in the parking lot in Antigonish. And we realized when we were home that the fiddle was still in the parking lot on the ground, and so we went back the next day, and the fiddle was sitting right where he left it. So that was luck.
He was lucky.
That was lucky.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Lucky that someone didn't drive over it.
Well, this is it, and you know, fiddles are kind of precious to the owner.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
very much.
It's not that they're worth, a lot of them are worth millions of dollars or anything, but if it's your fiddle, it's what works for you, you know. That's the only thing I can think of course, except for miserable pianos.
And so another question, I guess, I know you've done a lot of trips over the years, different places to play. So what would be some of the places, and rather than get into who are your influences locally or anything like that, but what was it like to go to play some of those dance halls in Boston or Toronto?
Boston was fun because, it would be all Cape Bretoners that would be there, or Cape Bretoners' children. Yeah. I had, my mother had 7 sisters who settled in the Boston area. 7? 7.
Wow.
Yeah, she had, there were 9 girls in her family. Well, Cassie was in Judic. Yes. But the other 7 were in the Boston area. And, you know, there'd be one in Woburn and one in Medford and one in, say, Tewksbury, and I knew all their addresses at one point, but I've forgotten them. And they all had, most of them had big families, so a lot of those families were older than I was. I was one of the younger cousins, you know, probably the youngest, but or close to the youngest, and the others were older, and they would be going to the dances, a lot of them, and just because they wanted to see their cousins play.
Exactly.
So
you still have a lot of relatives in the
yeah,
the
but
Boston area?
they're dying out. If I'm the youngest, but
the
their
next
children, the
generation.
next generation.
Yeah, the next
Oh
generation,
yes, they're probably hundreds.
Wow.
Well, my aunt had her son, Buddy McClellan. He had 15 kids, so that's pretty good.
So who would be some of the piano players you might run into?
Mary Jessie McDonald would have been there.
a relative
Eddie Irwin.
Yeah, Eddie
Irwin
yes.
was lovely to
Yeah,
play.
I played with Eddie.
Yeah, lovely piano player, and died too soon.
Yeah.
Who else? Well, Janine Randall in later years,
Janine,
you know, she would have been one of the younger ones at that time, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that's all I can think of in that area.
Ones that would be playing.
But then we
in Windsor, I suppose. You go to Windsor,
Toronto mostly.
Mississauga.
Yeah, in Mississauga area, yes. We used to go.
Would you go play for parties after the dance?
Oh
usually?
yes. Well, it was pretty well an all-nighter.
Yeah.
You'd fly there and you'd get there, after work on Friday. I guess the dance wouldn't be till Saturday, but they might have a little party in the afternoon Saturday.
Yeah.
And then
they put you to work.
Then you would go and you'd play for the dance, and then afterwards there'd be a party at somebody's house.
Yeah.
And
Malcolm and Shirley's.
Malcolm and Shirley McDonald's. And Art and Bernadette's. Yes, we had many nice times there.
Yeah.
So it's real good memories.
Yeah.
Met some of the nice
people like Rita and Joe.
Rita and Joe, yes. But mostly all Cape Redners, you know, that were
working
displaced.
Up there. Yeah. Well, before I forget, I have to just a little reminder those that are watching as well. So you might be in Toronto, or you might be in Boston, or you might be in one of the places that we mentioned. It means a lot for our Ceilidhs. Any donations that you make for the college are greatly appreciated. They help keep our Ceilidhs going through the winter. And I should say a thank you to those that have donated in the past year as well. It's greatly appreciated, and that allows us to keep the tradition going, allows us to promote the music and the musicians, and just to provide some entertainment to those as well that might not be able to get out and see the music, and that's important for us and young people as well. That will have a chance to learn maybe some of the tunes that Donna Marie is playing today, and see the music, and it might have an influence on them. So if you see it and you're able to donate, we would greatly appreciate it, and the information will be shared, I guess, in the comments or on the screen itself. So we appreciate that very much, and it all makes a difference. So we'll get back to some tunes. What do you think, Donna Marie? Oh, waltz. Very nice. Do you know the name of that one?
Yeah, so the first one is Peggy O'Neill. It's
Peggy
an
O'Neill.
older song. I first heard it, so my dad collects antiques, so he has gramophones and phonographs. Anyways, I heard some old singer sing that, and I said, that's a really nice song. And then maybe in another few years, and I heard a recording, which was an old tape of Winston playing it. I said, oh, I know what that is.
Winston Scotty, yeah.
Anyway, so then I just kind of worked at it from listening to that, and
Very nice.
his version of it.
Excellent.
And the second one was Daisy.
Yes. Yeah,
Daisy.
Daisy, Daisy, give me your red spoon.
Okay,
Yeah, we
yeah.
used to sing that.
Do
one.
you want to sing it?
Okay. I can hardly talk, but
Well, I'll let you get back to
They're
it.
very old.
They're very, yeah, very
My
nice.
mother used to sing
Yeah.
the first one.
The second one I would
Peggy
hear.
O'Neill, yes, I heard that many times
Okay.
when I was a kid. You know,
Very
be on the
nice.
radio. And
Yeah,
that was our only entertainment then.
Yeah.
Be the radio. So,
that's
but,
nice.
It's an Irish.
Okay.
Nice waltzes.
Peggy O'Neill.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
let
I
you
like
get
singing waltzes.
Yeah, very nice. Well, and I will mention too, before I forget, before you go to your next tune, on January 14th, you're at the Celtic Music Center with Joël Chasson. So if anybody that's watching online, if you want to get some great music, go to the Celtic Music Center on Sunday afternoon, on January 14th, 2 to 5 p.m. And you'll hear Donna Marie this weekend and Joël Chasson. And lots of great music coming up in the weeks ahead on Sunday afternoons at the Celtic Music Center.
This is more jigs.
off with Big Mike's Jig by Ken and
Yes. Yeah.
Beaton. And
And the next
beautiful
one was
tune.
an Andrea tune.
Next one was Anderson, was it?
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
The A minor jig.
Yes.
What you played next?
very nice. Yeah. Do you have, what's your preference? Do you like playing reels, jigs, strathspeys, marches, waltzes? What's your, or do you just like playing them all?
They're all nice to play, but I don't know, maybe the reels. I guess I like
Yeah,
the reels.
like playing the reels?
I know they're fast. I always used to love jigs because they have that sway, nice sway to them. But the reels, there's lots of good tunes I find with reels.
Yeah.
So.
And you, so obviously you're playing a lot of pubs, dances, concerts. Any special trips coming up this year that you know of, or any ones that maybe you've done in the past that kind of come to mind? That special trips that you made?
Nothing stands out.
Nothing stands out.
It's like going to the dances to play for.
Yeah.
You know, you're playing for them, so no one's as much looking at
Yeah.
you, and you can get into a different vibe or a different groove than you can if you're playing at a concert where people
Yeah.
are staring at you. You know, it's more
More relaxed.
intimidating.
Do you have a favorite place to play? Not
I don't know.
this weekend. I know it's going to be Judik, Celtic Music Center. Sunday, her favorite place. But do you have sort of? I mean, I think everybody has one that they kind of
I don't
maybe
know.
they like the vibe in it, or the dancers, or.
I guess it's nice to play in Brook Village. They have such a big crowd there. Right?
Yeah.
There's always a big crowd.
Yeah.
It's nice when you have a bunch of dancers on the floor.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's Monday nights, Brook
Monday
Village,
nights.
In the
July and
summer.
August.
In the summer, yes.
July and August, not in January, but July and August, and some in September, sometimes in the fall they'll have a couple of dances.
Yeah.
And so they're usually, this year was 9 to 12:30 on Monday night, and it's 19 and over. So if you've never been to a square dance, make sure you hit Brook Village.
Yeah,
It
really
gives
good.
you the real feel. Or
Yeah,
places like
great.
Glencoe, Thursday night, or Southwest Marguerite on a Friday night, or
West
Red
Marble
Shoe
for
Pub.
family.
West Mabu and a family dance. There'll be one in February too,
Yes.
during
Oh,
the
yes,
winter
that's right.
fest.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then when they hit the spring, they'll run right into the fall. Places like Glendale, I see you have some family dances. I know one's advertised, it's coming up with Shelley Campbell and friends. I'll try and get the date before the end of the
I
cave.
think it's this weekend.
Oh, maybe
Is
it's
it?
this weekend
Somebody
as
may
well.
mention that. I
We'll
think.
check the date and we'll throw it out to you as well. So check that out. And sometimes they'll have similar dances in Iona and Wakagama and different places. Sydney, of course, at the Cedars Club.
Bedeck
Some
at the
dances.
Bedeck at the Legion.
The Bedeck at the Legion, they're doing Bedeck sets there. And so that's a real treat to do that as well. So, any dances going on in Richmond County? I mean, I know one time there would have been lots of dances.
Before my time, yes, but
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything really happening.
Not so much dances wise.
No. No.
But lots of great music has come out of Richmond County.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
fantastic music. And
Yeah.
so it's, well, maybe we'll listen to some more of that fantastic music from Richmond County. And Judik / Broxbury / Mabu
Slash forever.
/ Long Point.
Do you want to do F?
Thank
Nice stuff. You bet. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very nice. What, do you have a favorite key?
I like minors, D minor, G minor.
Yep.
Yeah. Arthur played a lot in those keys, and that's I think why I.
And you listen to a lot. You can tell music that you were influenced by listening to. It shows in your music.
Okay.
It's great music. It's great, fantastic music. I was looking online. We were talking about that dance in Glendale, and so Shelley Campbell and friends this Saturday from 7 to 9 at the Glendale Hall. So I think it's the 14th this Saturday. So don't miss the opportunity to catch that family dance. And it's a great opportunity for young people to learn how to dance and for the community to gather. So 7 to 9, Shelley Campbell, friends. Shelley's a great promoter of music and has done a lot in Gaelic, and she's been a great friend of the college, has been an instructor for us on many occasions, and we greatly appreciate that. And as well, you have been an instructor at the Gaelic College as well. And Betty too. We both have been instructors at the college over the years, and so this year coming up, the list will be coming out over the course of the next couple of months, probably by the end of the month for our March break sessions, or at least in the next month for young people. So please take a look at the 2 sessions for March break when they come out. It'll be a few more weeks before it comes out, or in the next few weeks. And then of course this summer you can come from ages 5 to 18 can come for the youth weeks in July, or an adult week in August. And about 70% of our adults come from outside of Atlantic Canada, and they come from places like Ontario and northeastern United States and out west, Western Canada, and over the pond as well. And we'll have a great line of instructors this year, so keep an eye out for that when it comes out, and we appreciate your patience when that'll be coming out before too long. And a great opportunity to learn fiddle, piano, piping, step dancing, Highland dancing, Gaelic language of course, and Gaelic song, Gaelic drama for the young people, and weaving, and guitar, and boron, and harp, and I don't know if I'm missing any or not. That covers the majority of them, but if you're interested, and you can be a complete beginner, so please come and experience the opportunity to stay on site, eat your meals on site in St. Anne's, beautiful St. Anne's, Victoria County, and you can get a great vacation out of it. Learning vacation, if you will, and head off to a dance that night in Glencoe or Brook Village or Ceilidh in Bedeck at the Bedeck Gathering, Ceilidh, wherever it might be. So I encourage you to do that. And I will make a little commercial note again. Please, we appreciate any opportunity for a donation that you might be able to make. And it doesn't matter the size of the donation, but you know, there's some great ones made over the last year, and I want to thank individuals and their families for doing so. Do one in memory of someone, and we'll make sure that gets noted as well in that regard. If you want to do that, or if you ever want to sponsor a Ceilidh, we'd be happy if you were willing to do that as well. And you can contact us directly, and we can talk about that. So maybe we'll wrap up with one more selection, and we really appreciate you both taking the time to be with us
Thank you for asking.
here at Bain Babel. And I didn't really talk much about Bain Babel today. I think next week will be a great opportunity for our students to talk about Bain Babel and the courses they're taking in the building itself. So I'll leave that for next week's Ceilidh. And then we'll be somewhere different the week after that. And we'll be on the road, if you will. And again, Donna Marie grew up in River Tillage, which is near St. Peter's, Richmond County, and of course Betty lives here in Mabou now, and right behind the Red Shoe. So drop in any time for tea or coffee at Beaton's Delight at the bottom of the driveway for Andrea's tea and coffee. That's the best way. And if you're thirsty, right beside it at the Red Shoe Pub, and you'll hear some great music there as well. So, thanks a lot again, and we'll end off a little blast. And thanks to everyone for joining in, and thanks to Ryan, of course, for the live stream. Next week, Colin McDonald will host, and he'll be on the keys. And Colin, of course, originally from Footcape Road here in Inverness, and is our director of Gaelic. Owen Kennedy. Owen joins us from Maine, and he's one of our students here at Bain Babel. He's a great fiddler, and sometimes he does some singing as well, so I'm not sure if that's part of the plan for next week. Vincent McDonald. Vincent has lots of Gaelic, and he's doing great on the fiddle, and I hear him last year at different dances and Ceilidhs and such, doing a great job from the Halifax area, and with Judic connections. And of course Cameron McNeil on the pipes, and Cameron being from Christmas Island, and with Mabel connections here as well. So that should be a great Ceilidh, and that's it for now. So again, thanks to our music, and thanks to our listeners. Have a great week.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.